welcome to Diamond Painting with Angela. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. I haven't been so well, so I haven't done some videos lately, so I thought I'd catch up with just doing a little bit of a whip and chat with you. I've got my trusty questions, and I thought we'd work on this Nutcracker Christmas card that I'm doing. So I've got nearly everything ready. I've just got to fill up my tray with the first colour. These ones are numbered. I don't know if you can see, but on the card each dot has its own number which corresponds to the colour. And this is a nice vibrant red. Just cut that one off in case we need some more. There we go. So number one is red, and we'll start on the crown. Hoping you can see well. Ooh, ooh, don't touch the card. Just made a big boo-boo there. Wonderful. This is really well placed glue, and it's nice and sticky. First question for today is, what is your usual bedtime? I don't really have a usual bedtime. I go to bed when I'm tired because I get insomnia sometimes. Well, all the time, and I take sleeping medication to help me fall asleep. So it just depends on when I've taken that medication and what's going on around me. So I don't really have a usual bedtime per se. Oh, so cute this is going to be. So cute. Ooh, just nearly overlap that too there. You can slide the diamond drills a little bit on these cards, and they're from the Shelley Ben store. But yeah, you can slide them a little bit if you must. I'm not used to doing rounds. I normally do squares, so it's been interesting trying to make sure I get them on just right, and I'm finding them they're more difficult than the square ones, which is odd because everyone says square's more difficult, so I must be just weird like that. Next question is, what is the first thing you do when you open your eyes in the morning? So I check what time it is. That would have to be the first thing. So I pick up my phone and check what time it is, or I call out and see what time it is. Because my fiance is home at the moment with a sore shoulder. So he's been getting up with the kids and letting me sleep a bit, which has been helping me an awful lot. That's been really, really good of him to do. So I'm very appreciative of that. And then I'll call out to him if I don't have my phone with me to ask him what the time is. Then I either panic because I overslept, or I go back to sleep if it's early. It just depends how I'm feeling, because I never feel very well. And yeah. What is the first app you check when you wake up in the morning? And that would be a toss-up between Messenger, which has our family chat on it. We have a close family chat group, and I'll check that first, or I'll check Facebook itself first, depending on what notifications are there. Back over this crown. Next question is, do you usually remember your dreams in the morning? Not often. I think because of the medication I take, I don't actually remember my dreams very much. Which is fine, because when I do remember my dreams, they're very weird anyway. Very weird dreams, so it's not a huge concern though. Some people do, some people don't. There we go, that bit's done. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 over here. The bow on the present. I just got to try and excuse me, try and make sure you can see, and I'm not too awkward at the same time. Next question is, what is the first book you remember ever reading? It would be the Magic Faraway Tree series by Enid Blyton. I had an auntie buy it for me when I was young, and I used to love staying up late at night. For me, it was late for me. Not too late, but reading those books constantly. I absolutely adored them. So Enid Blyton was a huge favourite of mine growing up. What kinds of books do you like to read? I like to read self-improvement books, crime thriller books like Jeffrey Deaver books, Kathy Reichs, or historical books, especially about the British kings and queens. So that would be like Alison Weir, and yeah, self-improvement books or historical books would be most of what I read. I do diverge sometimes, but that's generally what's in my apps at the moment. What's the last book you read? Oh, I can't remember the title of it, but it was by Jeffrey Deaver. It was the last one he released in the Lincoln series. If you know what it is, please put it in the comments so I can remember. I hope it wasn't too loud for you guys. It's a little bit difficult with just this little plastic cover not to put your hand on any of the other sticky parts. So that is a bit of a downside of these cards. But then again, I'm not really used to the clear plastic or the rounds, so oh. I might have to push that up a little bit so it don't get stuck. Can you hear that very quiet snoring? That's my puppy dog. My puppy dog's asleep. And she is snoring away with my son. They're both cuddled up together on the couch. Both asleep. All right, that's that side done. Ooh. Next question. What book are you reading at the moment? I'm reading a book on Elizabeth I by Alison Weir. Now, reading for me in this is actually listening to audiobooks. I find it a struggle with mental illness and chronic pain to actually read properly anymore. But I get everything in audiobooks, so I still don't miss out on that experience. Just throwing out a trash drill there. I haven't had many of those. That's the first one I've had to throw away, I think. Because they've been exceptional quality. These cards are phenomenal. As I said, from the Shirley Benn store, I'll put a linky dink below in the about the video section. If you just click the drop down arrow, and then you'll be able to see it there. Ooh. Not too wonky, I hope. There's that. Oh, and around this box. Okay, next question. What books are on your shelf that are begging to be read? The only book I can think of that I haven't read on my shelf is Psychic Navigator by John Holland, which I've really been wanting to get to, but because of, like what I said before, I don't read many actual books, I haven't gotten around to that one yet, which is supposed to be a really excellent book. I really do want to read it, but I'm usually diamond painting or listening to audiobooks, so I haven't really gotten around to it, no. But it is begging to be read, and I do want to read it. I will get around to it. But we're wedding planning and getting ready for that at the moment. And I just picked up my wedding ring yesterday, so I'm super excited. It's less than 3 weeks away now. Not long to go at all. So I'm hoping everything continues to run smoothly and no issues. And we're still working on this box. Then I'll have to adjust the film, I think, before I can go underneath, or it'll totally come off before I'm ready for it to. And the next question is, what book do you remember as being important? And I have to say the book 1984 by George Orwell. Very important book. Very, very important book. And I reread it every few years. It shows what could happen. And some of these things you can see in society now. Some are very far-fetched. But it's a very interesting book to read. Let's turn the tray around. There we go, that's a bit safer on there. Oh, got him. Was sliding around a little bit, that one. Such a great red. It matches so great. And the last one on that box. So I'll fold up that film so I can peel the bottom of it without it all coming apart and sliding off. All right, next question. What was the last movie you saw at a cinema? The last movie I saw at a cinema was Lego Movie 2. We saw it on the school holidays with all the kids. which was really awesome. We love going as a family to the movies. And it was a funny movie, very funny movie. I think it could be as funny as the first one, but it still was really good. I enjoyed it. Settle down. Just talking to my dog, to my Sasha. And soon she will have a sister joining us. Well, not her biological sister, but Rebel is coming back to stay with us. So we'll have both Rebel and Sasha. Now there's ones here and a few stripes there. Ooh. I hope this is in frame correctly. Alright, next question. Last thing you downloaded on your computer. It was a meme. I downloaded a meme on my computer. It was very funny to me. Oops, there we go. Is that a bit better? Next question. Last thing you watched on TV? I think it was some Game of Thrones that I'm catching up on. So I haven't finished Game of Thrones yet, so I think it would have been that. Now turn these stripes along the Nutcracker's jacket. Next question. The thing that you changed the channel with, what's its name? Oh, we'll call that a remote. Call that a remote or a remote control. What do you call it? What other names is there for it? You'll have to enlighten me. What kind of car do you drive? I drive, well, I don't actually drive. It's my fiance that drives. And we drive a Holden Cruise. So, but our car is a bit broken down at the moment, so we're figuring out what to do about that. And that's all of colour 1 already done. I can't see any more colour 1 anywhere. No, we've already done all of that. Last question is, for today, what language would you like to be fluent in, other than your native language? And I would have to say probably French. I'd like to be more fluent in French. I haven't spoken French in a long time to anyone. And so I'm very rusty. So I would really like to, if I could choose to magically be currently fluent with a language, it would have to be French. So, but that's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. And I will surely have to update you all in the group with how this card came out. If you want to become part of our diamond painting group, look in the description box below and I'll put a linky dink for it in there, as well as for these cards from Shirley Ben. Alright, be kind to each other, and thank you so much for watching Diamond Painting with Angela. Make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. Thank you. Bye.